Guys, if you're looking to build the very best compost heap, this is your one. Solid, it's not going to go anywhere. It's an absolute dream. It's not too difficult to build. We'll show you the full build after this a little bit, but it's an absolutely fantastic piece of kit for your full allotment. This will be the heart. This will store everything we need to get us through winter, through summer, and no more buying compost. So let's talk you through it. So first things first, it's all about heat. And with compost bins, it's about creating enough heat for it to all break down and become that lovely compost. And that's what these will give us. They're big bays, they're very, very big bays. 1.20 m by 1.10 m. And again, 1.20 m high. They're very tall. They're going to fit a lot in, and they are absolutely going to churn compost out. It's all lined, as you'd expect, and this is what you want. If you're looking to go the next level on top of this, I would recommend turning it into a hot box, and that's only for the absolute premium, and if money's no object. All you do is, before you put the membrane on, you would put some Sellotex on the inside of the walls, and that would keep the heat in, and then you are absolutely cooking. Put a lid on it and you're flying. So let's show you how I built this. Now, when a very good friend of mine mentions he has some leftover ply, would I like it? It's not a question really, is it? Of course I'm going to take it. Well, what I've done, I've treated the base of every plank with a liquid membrane, and this is going to keep it watertight. It's going onto a treated timber. And by the way, I haven't drawn this out, it's all in my head, which is kind of the way I work. I know what I want. So let's get it down. So let's get that zipped in. Okay, so as you can see, it's forecast for rain tomorrow. So what I'm doing, I'm getting a coat of paint all over this thing, and then we'll resume once the rain has stopped. Okay, so let's talk you through what we've done so far. The main structure's up, all the legs are in, and the slots have been made, as you can see, nicely. And there's probably a 4 or 5 mil gap between the boards. Put a brace in the middle to shore it all up. Then we'll go and screw some bits into the bottom. Everything has been lined with a damp-proof membrane all the way around, no seams. And I've left a little flap on the gaps for where it comes over the slots. And it's just a case of tidying up and finishing off. So we'll zip this post in, get it all nice and firm, and we'll get cracking. And here's the wood I'm going to use for the front doors of the thing. I'm on hand tools here on the allotment site, so I may cut it, I may not. I'll see how I feel, see which way the wind's blowing, get it painted and get it all looking good. So a bit of a catch up. I've put all the timbers around the sides to shore it all up. These are all nicely screwed into place. Let's talk about lids and compost bins. If you want your compost to decay very, very slowly or a lot slower, leave it open. If you want it to compost down quickly, then you want to be covering the top. And from here across, I'll be putting a cover or a slight roof, so I've still got access through here. And then inside, I'll put a small frame down that's got this damp-proof membrane on it, so it just compresses it down and keeps it dry. And what that'll do, it'll just speed up the heating process. And like we said, if you want to go one step further, you can put polystyrene and then a lid on top, and it'll just keep that heating even more. The options are infinite on what you can do with a roof, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to put a frame and some damp-proof membrane on top, and this will rot down lovely. And because the bays are so big, I'm going to fill this first bay with horse manure, and I'm going to leave it, and we're going to leave it to winter time until I need to put the manure onto the beds. So at that point it's going to be rotted down, absolutely perfect to how I want it. So bay number 1, horse manure, and that's just going to save me buying loads of compost, and it's going to keep the beds fed all winter long. So that's plan A. Plan B, for all the other waste, this is a full-size allotment, so all of the garden waste is going in here, apart from weed and seed heads. I'll put weeds in, but not the seed heads, and clearly not bindweed or couch grass. And it's just going to keep on giving, and this will be the beating heart of the allotment. So now looking at the doors, these have all been lined and it all sits very nice, so there's no leakage and no seepage of the compost as it breaks down. I'll put little handles on them like so, and these just slide up through the gap nice and easy. And then when it comes to constructing the doors, well, it was easier than I thought, and sorry I haven't got it, camera died, but essentially I cut the front panel in half. I then lined the back with the damp-proof membrane, come over to the other side, so folded it over and put 2 strips of batten across. These will be used as handles to pull it out, and they'll also be used to keep the damp-proof membrane down, and then just painted the rest. Nice and simple, and that's what we want. Keep it nice and simple, because in a few years these may need to be remade, and we don't want a job on our hands. It's just very simple to do, and they just slot on as easy as they come off. And if you can see, I've just put a little edge on, so it just makes it nice and easy to find the hole. guys, thanks for watching, and it does really mean a hell of a lot to me and the channel to have you along for the ride. I really enjoy doing this for you guys. If you've learned anything, please give me a thumbs up. I'm going to link a really nice playlist for you of all the DIY builds that we've got on the channel, and it's going to be around here somewhere hopefully, and we'll see you on the next one.